Dania. Hello. Hi. Or as you might say in Limerick, alright boss, what's happening? Haven't seen you in fucking ages, boy. You still shagging that blondie one? You'll have to excuse me, I've a fascination with language. You'll have to indulge me. Okay, I'm here today to talk to you, just to give you an overview of my theory. It's become known as social learning theory. The word social is key in this. What I believe is that a child's development is very much influenced by their culture, by their environment, and sometimes my theory is called a socio-cultural approach due to this fact. So I'd just like to give you a general overview. I've broken my theory down into three main points. The first is where the child engages in social interaction. We'll talk about this in more detail. The second is the concept of a more knowledgeable other. And the third then is a term which I've coined the zone of proximal development. So going through these 3 points, I hope to give you some insight into my theory on how a child develops. So on the first point, social interaction. As I've said, I think it's key. The environment and the culture which the child grows up in. I believe, unlike others, that a child firstly engages in social interaction, and then as a result of this, they develop personally. Now, other psychologists believe it's the other way around, that a child develops personally first, and then they're able to engage in social interaction. Not for me. This is the way I do it. So I think it's key then in looking at social interaction that we look at language, because language is the main way in which we communicate with each other. It's the main way in which parents can pass on information to their children. And then the last point you see there is a term called private speech. This is simply where children can talk aloud to themselves when they're playing. And we'll look at that in detail now as we look at a few examples in practice. Okay, so the first thing we'll look at is the social interaction. So the first form of social interaction for a child will usually happen in the home place. This is the child's initial environment where they listen to their parents, where they can pick up words and learn their first few words in language.
Yeah, I know. It's been ages. Maybe we could meet up on Wednesday or something. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'll see you about 6ish. Okay, great. No, I didn't see it. Did you see Emmerdale? Oh wait, I'll tell you a story for that.
Mama.
Sorry, oh my god, I have to go.
Mama.
Baby just said her first word.
Mama. Mama. Mama.
Well done, you said mama. Say it again. Say mama.
Mama.
I'm so proud of you.
Mama.
Mama. Mama. Very good. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Spider. Very good. Spider. Spider. Mama, very good.
So we've just seen the child there saying her first few words. As the child gets a bit older then, their language develops, and what I have found is that a child begins to use what's called inner speech. This is simply where a child playing with dolls would talk out loud while they're playing. Now, as far as I know, am the first psychologist to have documented the importance of this. I think this is actually critical in a child's cognitive development, because the child, in talking out loud, is able to direct their own behaviour, and I think this is a key process which the child goes through. So we'll have a look at that now. Okay, so we have that birthday party coming up for your younger sister, and I'm thinking that maybe she's coming of age that she needs to know about the birds and the bees. What age were you when I told you about the birds and the bees?
Oh, 37, 38.
My God, yeah. I'm not sure she's that old now, but yeah, we might have to let her know about this type of thing. Okay, very good. We'll have to buy her a present as well. We'll have to get some sort of present, and of course we'll have to organise a party. Yeah. Party, yeah.
Party good.
We get a party together. Okay. That's great.
Okay. Oh, tell me.
Over to you.
Guess what? We're going to have a party for Thomas's birthday. I know. And Daddy said we're going to get him a present of birds and bees. It's Sarah's birthday on Saturday. I know, Daddy said we can go. He's going to take us there. Mammy said she'll help us find a present. Oh, we need to do the washing up. I'll go start. I'll help you.
Okay, so if we look at the second part of my theory then, it's what I call the more knowledgeable other. Now, the more knowledgeable other really just stands for somebody who's able to help a child to do a particular task. So it could be a child's parent, it could be their teacher, it could be an older sibling, or in fact nowadays it could even be a computer application which shows a child how to do something. So we'll have a look now, just an example of how the more knowledgeable other comes into my theory. Recording? Okay, so in this scene we're just going to have a look at an example of how the more knowledgeable other part of my theory works. We have a young girl here trying to work out a jigsaw, and she's it looks like she's going to need a little bit of help. So let's just see how this plays out.
I can't do it.
Oh, no. We're going to do this together. You don't like jigsaws anymore, no? Oh, bummer. Just look at me. Okay, so what we got to do? We got to get the pieces. So what is the jigsaw? It's Peppa Pig. Okay, so where's Peppa? Oh, where's Peppa? Oh, look at Peppa. And I think that's George. So we'll put together George, I think, first, will we? No, so we got to find pieces that match. Oh, there's George's belly and trunks. No, I'm very good. Now, I did that one now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pieces and you can copy me. Okay, so maybe put this one. Maybe this one. Yes, this one.
This one?
Yes. No, take your time now. Ah. Oh. There you go. Very good. Now we try and add another piece.
No. Peppa.
Peppa. That's it. Very good. Alright. And we've completed. That is very good. That is excellent stuff. And you can see what we can do from showing and telling.
This one.
Oh, excellent. Very well done. Very well done.
So with the help of an older sibling, we see here in this example that the child is able to complete the jigsaw.
Excellent. Very well done. Very well done. Super stuff. Hey. Hey.
Great stuff. Okay, the last stage in my theory is what has become known as the zone of proximal development. Now, this is very closely integrated with what we just looked at, the more knowledgeable other. There's a little diagram here that will explain it for you. So quite simply, if we look at this bottom line here, well, this line shows what a child can do independently, what a child is able to do on their own at the moment. If we come up to this line up above, this is where a child could be, or what a child could do with assistance from a peer or a teacher or a parent. Now, the gap between this line and this line, this area here, is called the zone of proximal development. So this is the area where the learning occurs. Now, this has also been referred to as scaffolding. Scaffolding is just a term used to describe the process of how the child is helped. So in our previous example, we had an older brother helping the younger child to do a jigsaw. So that was the process, which was the scaffolding used. Right, boss, we're back. We're gonna just do a little recap. So we've looked at my social learning theory. And what was it all about? We looked at 3 points. Number 1, we looked at social interaction, how the child interacts with their environment, with their family. This takes place first, and then the child develops personally. Then we had a look at the concept of the more knowledgeable other. This is an older sibling, a parent, a teacher, could even be a computer that helps a child to perform a particular task. And very closely related to this term then we have the zone of proximal development. And the zone is basically the area where the child does its learning, where it's assisted in doing its learning, in performing a certain task. Okay, so that about sums it up. I hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to move on now to a few examples of how my theory is relevant in social care practice today. An example of where Vygotsky's theory is in practice in social care today would be in the whole area of teaching and especially in childcare areas. In teaching, the old notion of a teacher getting their students just to learn things off by heart, that's changing now, and a new style called reciprocal teaching has come in, and largely under the influence of Vygotsky's work, by the findings of his work. This is where teachers and students now will discuss the text that they're learning, and they'll have question sessions and answer sessions, and it'll be more a two-way process of learning rather than just a teacher reading from a textbook telling the student what they need to know. And as I said, as well as that, then in the area of childcare, there has been a lot of research done from the findings of Vygotsky's work with the importance of the development of child from a young age, and the language they use and how they interact. So Vygotsky's work has been very influential here as well.
I'm going to speak about the more knowledgeable other in the social care practice in Ireland of today, in the setting of someone who is moving out of residential care and is looking to live life carefree and be independent in how they go about their business. With the more knowledgeable other, the social care worker can teach the social care participant skills such as cooking, learning to cope with life on their own, and this is where the more knowledgeable other comes into play in social care practice.
A third example of Vygotsky's theory in practice today would be when a service user comes to an agency or a service, the social care practitioner, in trying to help them in their situation, they don't tell them what to do or tell them how to fix it. What they do is they try and give advice, they try and help to empower the person to help themselves. And this is very much in keeping with the theory of Vygotsky.